So as the winners, RunAway will choose defense first, and we will have Decay running the Genji on attack here. Roar obviously subbed in to play this map on the Winston. Very risky choice. I don't want to speak ill of Decay's Genji, but he is definitely one of the weaker Genjis in this tournament, along with the likes of Guard, for example, who's just never really played the hero. He's not a bad player on the hero by any means, but it does not play to his strengths. It does not play to KongDoo Panthera's strengths. Youngjin's going to be running the Hanzo, so there is some extra burst potential with this composition, especially with the damage boost coming through. You can break a treehouse with that if you do build a Dragon Strike. But as you can see with the setup here with Defense Matrix and the barriers, he's just not really building much of a Dragon Strike at the moment.
Yeah, look at the spam
That's
away.
a kill though.
Getting a couple shots in. That's going to be Stitch going down the dash. Finds Slime. Now he gets Twilight. Both support's going to be falling. Coma under fire, so maybe KongDoo Panthera losing out on both layers as well. Yeah, will go down, but he gets the res up onto Roar, who immediately goes and kills Bumper. So this is still looking like a pretty workable first push from the side of KongDoo Panthera. Maybe they've been putting in their practice on this map as they come out swinging. Well, it seems like it might just be almost 7 minutes on the clock for them.
The execution was huge, and Stitch died first in that fight, which changes everything. Because you lose your DPS that way, you're relying on only grenades against a really mobile composition, and they are going to switch, of course, because they know Decay is close to another Dragon Blade. But they corralled everyone into a choke point where Decay's dash, his Swift Strike, hit almost everyone. It did massive damage, plus the Hanzo follow-up damage meant that this was a very, very quick capture. Huge time bank, and the Dragon Blade for the potential double cap. They need the Riptire now.
Yeah, they need it. Stitch is going to go down. Pushes this one through. He's looking for a better target. He's going to be kind of playing right around the Rosie, but will get taken out. Luffy finds the shot. Decay going low as the Dragon Blade will be getting top back up. Jumps over onto the point. Draws at the plate. Doesn't have a target immediately in front of him, but dashes through, trying to find the Winston within his corridor, but Bumper just smacks him in the face and takes him out. That Gorilla Fist, putting him in the grave. Panthera not going to be able to get a tick here so far. Now it's going to be cleanup time for RunAway. Trying to get these stagger kills coming through to shut them out. Force them to burn as many ults as they can. Oxel builds him another Riptire very rapidly. Pushes in, would love to get the pop onto the mech, but they already lose it, so now he's just going to be holding it here. And says, you know what, screw it.
Hoxel is not responsible for any viewers who just, got motion sickness.
Yeah, sorry if you guys are now feeling ill.
Sorry, it's in the Twitch terms of service. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. But
that's when, like, I get it. The observer's like, well, maybe he's gonna find a kill, but at the same time, it's like, please, let's not torture people with watching the Riptire.
That is the correct way to play the situation by Hoxel, but yeah, it's not very enjoyable to watch. Either way, KongDoo Panthera, it's still tickless. Halfway through another Dragon Blade, but with Stitch on this Regita, it's tough to find anything with it regardless. The self-destruct totally whiffs here.
Yeah, how about Janus? Gonna find Roar, and that's gonna be Luffy going down immediately thereafter. So, already a good halt here onto the KongDoo Panthera push. Ding, able to zip his way out. Looks like he's not gonna get knocked out of the mech this time around, but they find a nice stagger onto Decay, and Bumper is still playing forward. Ding goes dangerously low, but gets that armor from Youngjin, manages to stay alive. Would have been absolutely crushing if they could have popped him out of that mech. Would have basically forced him to either stick around, try to pistol, or go back to the lobby and lose that 30% that he had built up on the self-destruct.
The rally here is going to be nice for the next approach, and Decay is just still so far away from the Dragon Blade. It feels close, right, at 86%, but you can't initiate with it until you have it. So you have to slow push into it. Yep. He's just getting a few more left clicks through to get that. Here it comes. He's looking for the supports. They're in the backline here, but look at Huxell's position. He's looking to shut down with a stun.
He's already bumped down to half. Slowly be getting healed up. The Winston jumping on him. Bumper trying to get the kill onto this Genji. So this one comes through. But yet again, gonna kill Stitch off the bat of the fight. Okay, has to dip onto the low ground. Self-destruct comes through this time for John, not gonna be finding any kills. Makes it back into the mech, but immediately he's gonna get popped out. Good focus coming through from the side of KongDoo Panthera. The Dragon Blade's here. Kills the Baby Diva. Charging in, looking for a little bit more damage, but Twilight going to be denying that away with that Transcendence. Riptire yet again from Oxel. Not going to be finding anything. Stitch going low. Will get taken down. 2 kills now over to the side of KongDoo Panthera. Youngjin going to get res back in. Coma getting focused, but not going to be going down. You can see armor in for Youngjin. Manages to stay alive, and that's 2 ticks gained for the side of KongDoo Panthera. RunAway now going to be in desperate measures as Stitch swaps over to that Tracer. Hoxel onto the Doomfist. Slime going to fall. May coming in from Twilight, gets
Knocked away
off the point.
He's not on it.
Not on it. He goes into the ice block, but he's not in. Comes out and immediately gets popped. KongDoo Panthera looking for the finish with about 3 minutes on the clock. Oxall Stitch going to be dead. Bumper shredded down. Janu trying to make it back through, but he's all on his lonesome. Twilight just now getting rezzed in. Slime gonna be falling, and that's gonna be 3:03 on the clock. They train it down about 4 minutes to RunAway, but KongDoo Panthera do get the completion.
They do, and it was off of really coordinated attacks. And also, as you mentioned, the relatively harmless ults there from Huxall, the relatively harmless Riptires.
I mean, they were completely harmless.
Yeah,
I don't think he got a smattering of damage on the last one, but otherwise, no picks.
And those were supposed to be the turning points on defense. When you lose your front line very quickly, the Dragon Blade comes through, you've lost control of the point. The Riptire comes out, sometimes gets you kills, or at least does enough damage to where you can get just one pick, and then you get your respawns coming through, you stabilize. That's one of the reasons why Junkrat's so popular on this map. That, and of course, his ability to displace dive heroes with concussive mines. And despite the fact that he was able to build that second Riptire so quickly, this did not really do anything at all. And then the follow-up attack was just really well coordinated. The dive through there from KongDoo's Diva to knock the May off of the side there to prevent that ice block from actually hitting on the point was a huge moment, because that just stopped so much of the delay. In terms of defense now, KongDoo is not going to change it up. They're not going to break the mold here. The Genji is a little bit odd, but otherwise it's a pretty standard defensive setup. This allows them more mobility and more ability to track Huxall and the attack Stitch Widow that they definitely predict here. On the side of RunAway, it is going to be the Genji Widow duo, where you get the body shots, you get the follow-up dash kills that Stitch and Huxall really are the best team in Korea at executing. I've seen a few teams try it, even the Foxes and WGS, but just with very limited success comparatively. Only RunAway is really making this comp look terrifying right now. It's Huxall's map. He gets to play the Genji dive now. Let's see if they can match the time bank as they approach.
Well, just going to be waiting around the corner here for now. Scouting out, seeing all the projectiles being tossed at them, so they should adequately know what KongDoo Panthera is equipped with. Stitch coming around the corner, going to be looking for some shots. Finds one on the ding to start off this push. But RunAway, they're playing this slowly. Now kiting back around, going up the main. That's going to be the dive in from Bumper and Janu. Trying to disrupt the mini stack that's going on. Stitch jumping to the side, gets a nice body tag into the backside of Decay, but not going to be getting the execution onto that Genji.
Huxall leading an ult charge, but only slightly right now. Here comes the dive. Looks like they're going to get shut down, though. Bumper knocked away.
Yeah, just gets knocked off, but Ding going to go low. Huxall deflects
Deflect!
back.
The
That's going to
double!
pop out there. Ding's out of the mech. Coma goes down. Stitch finds the shot onto Decay, and Huxall follows up onto Roar. The snowball running through the Dragon Blade, ready to go. Can just save this one for the next push.
It's in this moment that as KongDoo Panthera, you question your map choice. Have we made a mistake? Huxall comes in. Bumper and Janu dive the top line, get everyone to half health. The heals are coming through from Coma and Luffy, but it's too late when the deflection comes into the concussive mine, killing a support and demeching a Diva. Huxall comes in with a blade now. They will have Transcendence and Primal in the longer
dude.
fight.
I've got him for sight right now.
Here we go.
Dragon Blade
Looking
comes
for
down.
Decay.
Decay's already dead. Stitch finds the shot. Roar going to fall into the backside.
Luffy's dead.
Finds the hit. That's going to be no supports. RunAway looking to fully snowball this one through the Riptire. The only hope of shutting them down. Pushes it around, looking for the Mercy, chasing it, but he can't get it. And Janu just runs it into the ground. KongDoo Panthera, half the res is coming through, however. Bumper going to fall. Ding gets him with his self-destruct. An answering one ready to go from Janu. Should he feel the need to use it? So far, has not. Luffy not even going to make it back in. Huxall still takes him down as he goes back into the spawn room. Decay finds one on the slime. Falls at his Dragon Blade, gets rid of Stitch, but he's gonna fall. The poison trap from Stitch actually finds that finishing blow. Huxall nearly to another one, 30% left. As the Baby Diva comes out, he sees that Mega Pack. He knows that it's about to spawn, but he's not gonna get the chance to get it. Back over onto the point, Janu gonna be tossing down that self-destruct. The bubbles there to answer from Roar. And RunAway might have been halted here on this push.
Yeah, looks like it for now, at least. Transcendence is ready for Luffy. Coma probably going to want to switch back here as Luffy gets this kill onto Stitch. That should be the beginning of the end here for RunAway.
Yeah, Janu's going to go down as well.
See if the Coma switch happens here, if he's going to stick with the Moira. But this is RunAway saying, this is our map. I cannot believe you've chosen this. My name is Haksal. My name means massacre. It means genocide.
Yep.
And that is what we are witnessing here. We're going to see the older school Zarya come through now for the triple tank. Extra protection for Haksal. He's got a Dragon Blade and their Transcends. Luffy's Transcends, if it's baited, KongDoo Panthera is dead when the blade comes out. So he has to hold that as long as possible. They're even making this Doomfist switch here. Very risky because this can snowball the opposite way.
He has been holding this since that initial push coming through Transcendence. Going to be used by Twilight. Youngjin chunked out. Meteor Strike comes through. Gets the execution. As that Transcendence expires, Luffy uses his own. KongDoo Panthera stopping the push for now as Slime goes low and likely will go down. Yes, he will. And Haksal is going to get rocket punched to the face.
However, terrifying is that Haksal holds a blade and there is no defensive support ultimates. Janu gets staggered, so they're going to have a little bit more time. Stitch as well. But that's the scary thing here now is you don't have the answer to the blade anymore. It's going to be really on the back of Youngjin, I think, and Decay's concussive mines to shut down this next attack with the Dragon Blade. It's difficult with the Zarya bubble, but they don't have the burst. Youngjin's even going to switch now to this Brigitte so they can look for a stun. But this is going to be the terrifying one. If they get this, they get the better time bank.
I think Decay could shut this down almost single-handedly, honestly, though. As soon as he hears that Dragon Blade come through, pop that Riptire, just try to hound down the Genji. If he doesn't get the slash before the explosion comes off,
easier said than done.
That's going to be the Riptire coming out. Already one going to be claimed by that Dragon Blade. A second one, the tire comes in, but maybe too late.
Damage
Decay getting jumped on the Primal Rage coming through from Bumper. Locks him in, takes him down with a stomp. Already, remember, 2 ticks had been gained by RunAway as they look to effectively match the time. That KongDoo set, 3:03, 3:26 at the moment here for RunAway as they keep moving forward. Self-destruct from Ding just to get back into the mech. Not going to be finding any kills. Stitch nearly has that grab ready to go. Shield's coming back through. He's got it available, nearly full energy.
He's got to get through to Ding.
Getting ready to tick up, wants to get that pop out there onto Ding. He's going to fly up into the air. Haksal going to get taken down, but the res is there from Slime.
Ding's so desperately trying to stop it, but he fails.
Able to melt him out. Pins it into the wall. Only going to be finding the Diva Mega. It's still going to be alive. Youngjin gets pulled in at the last second, but now Stitch is going to fall. Slime targeted out. Might just go down, and he
RunAway's
does.
in trouble.
Panthera managed to hold this out. Stitch swapping for the moment. Will he go stick through onto the Zarya? No, it's going to be time for the McCree.
McCree and the Reinhardt coming through here with Slime on the Lucio to continue to push this very low-range composition into range to do burst damage. But KongDoo Panthera has won the opening rounds. They have the better time bank, worst-case scenario for them. So the Dragon Blade for Haksal was amazing, but he died to the Riptire, as you mentioned before, and they just could not swing the momentum further. The grab was not very effective. It was a forced comp that RunAway was trying to make work. Now they're desperate here. They're switching to the McCree.
They need the rally. Haksal not getting any percent. Just now starts getting it rolling through. Has to stay alive. He's going to get stunned up. Not going to go down yet. The rally's going to get popped. They find an opening frag onto Youngjin, but Stitch is going to be eliminated. Now there's no res available. RunAway have swapped over onto the Lucio, onto the Moira. Coalescence burned by Twilight. Stitch, going to be a long return for him. Haksal gets jumped on. Haksal gets eliminated. KongDoo Panthera not giving an inch over to the side of RunAway at the moment. He will fall.
Shatter not useful here, unfortunately.
Needs that bubble to be taken out. Decay dashes through, gets stunned up, will get eliminated. Bumper finding the hit.
They took a fight way away from the point, and the Shatter actually does get value because they're just so far away. But
now
still,
they have
the
to get back.
respawns.
Right now, the back cap is coming through from Stitch as he rejoins. He's going to get jumped on, drops to the low ground, has that mega pack. Tries to stay alive, will get top back up there so close to the minute, 20 seconds remaining. RunAway in onto the point, halfway there. Decay trying to shut it down, finds one kill with that Dragon Blade, takes out Haksal, but doesn't have anybody else to swipe at, so has to go ahead and kite back. Or with the Primal Rage falls low, will get eliminated. Janu finds the kill. Stitch going to be walled off as Luffy swaps over onto the May, but he's going to be eliminated here. Rez comes through from Coma, finds Roar, brings him back into the fray. Stitch getting jumped on yet again, tries to get that mega pack, but is going to be unable to do so. RunAway is so damn close for getting this rolling through. The Shatter's going to come down, only going to find one. Shield up from Youngjin, but the pin comes in and Bumper finds the kill. Moore still alive, trying to get top back up as Luffy swaps over onto the Ana, building up rapidly for a nano boost to try to extend this fight even further. Janu makes it back into the mech. Haksal rejoining here, the rally going to be popped. Offering up that armor, steadily streaming in for the side of RunAway. Another Coalescence out from Twilight. Ice block in from Decay as he's now over onto the May. Self-destruct onto the center of the point. That's going to find Janu. He's not going to make it back into the mech. He's going to be eliminated. Now Haxel goes down. KongDoo Panthera grinding away at the members of RunAway. Slime and Twilight barely staying alive as they try to kite away. Another Shatter from Bumper, but he doesn't get anything. He's just going to take down Decay, and now he is going to die. Slime can't make it out with his life. Twilight's still alive, but he's going to be a lone warrior trying to extend this point. He doesn't have a coalescence. He's got almost no self-sustaining, and now he's got no life. KongDoo Panthera managed to hold them off. A 7-minute hold on point B. They will extend this series. They will pick up a win, 2-1, still match point for RunAway, but they keep their hopes alive.
They did not switch up their comp after they put the Zarya in until later. They've tried to force the grab to work. They spent a lot of time on that setup, and despite the fact that KongDoo Panthera came out to meet them, played into their streaks, played outside of point B, in fact fought in the tunnel, got shattered by Bumper. Despite all of those things going in RunAway's favor, they could not close out. The maze staggers were real. We saw really nice defensive support coming out from the supports of KongDoo Panthera, Luffy and Coma, keeping everybody tanked up. And we saw Bumper live so long on the Rhine, but the shatters were just not very impactful. Youngjin had their number every time with the barriers. And despite building quick ultimates there for RunAway, they were just having to make every push sloppy. Every push was inefficient because they knew they were losing time on the clock. And at the end of the day, they're unable to close it out in general. And this makes their Anubis record in Contenders this year 1-1. It's only their second time to play the map because almost no team will pick it against RunAway. KongDoo Panthera is brave enough to do it. They play their style on defense. And Decay comes up big with some nice defensive Dragon Blades there. Playing the defensive Genji better than the attack Genji, you could argue. And we do have a series on our hands now. As we head into Escort, RunAway going to feel a little bit tense, remembering that if we do go to Achilios again, it was a very close first map. So anything could happen. This series is far from over now.
Was the win for RunAway, but like you say, all 3 rounds played 199% in each and every one of them. RunAway barely scraped that victory coming through, and a lot of it was just on the back of Twilight having a pop-off moment with the Zenyatta and Stitch on that McCree, getting some Deadeye kills coming through, so not the easiest thing to replicate if you're RunAway. So going to Achilios, you do not want that at all.
No.
Escort getting ready to come through, RunAway's map pick. Where do we expect them to go? Because Rialto seems like it might be a pretty good option.
It might be. They're running really good Zarya Reinhardt right now, which is, again, something that RunAway was never bad at, but they're actually showing really good play against one of the best Reinhardt Zarya squads in our league here. So Rialto's a good option. I think Route 66 is a good option if you want to play to Huxall's dive potential as well. And also Stitch can do a lot there. The cool pick, I think, would be Dorado, actually, because it plays to like all your strengths as RunAway. You can, so we're actually going to have Hureg in here, so this is a shocker. But I was going to say, I feel less so now, but I was going to say that on Dorado you can play to Stitch's Widow in the Streets phase, Huxall's dive on point C, which is very strong there, and his Pharah works very well on point C, as well as A, where you're playing to your strengths on the Goat composition, where it's very viable, and Huxall's defensive A Junkrat. But we are going to see Hureg swapped in. Hureg, in the past, obviously a great hit scan player for GC Busan in Apex Season 4, mostly a substitute, of course, for London Spitfire. Did have some great success with the Soldier 76 and the McCree on this map, not so much the Widow in terms of Dorado. Now, as we head into other options for the Escort map, right now, you know, Gibraltar, not really something that you think of as a strong map for RunAway. They're 1-1 on it. Junkertown, they're 3-0, but subbing Stitch out means I don't think that is where we're headed because it's such a Widow-dominant map across the board. Dorado is, I think, a map that we certainly could still see here, given Hureg's history. But, you know, it's a tough call right now if you're RunAway because all options seem good, but you have to now choose the best one. And their issue on Anubis was the delay, right? And the counter Genji dive. That's not something you really have to think about at all on Escort. So I think for RunAway, this is going to be a pick where they look and say, this is the map we feel most comfortable on for Escort, not the map that we're trying to counter Panthera's style with, because I don't think that's really an issue at the moment, because they've already matched KongDoo Panthera's style and actually won against it when mirrored. But this is still a tense moment. I personally like the Dorado pick. I would like to see it, but I think this is one of those moments where I don't want to try to be the prophet and predict, because I think there's a good argument for each and every escort map in the pool right now.
Well, we're going to get ready to find out. Last time RunAway had to do a selection was versus Blossom. They went for Gibraltar. Last time they played against KongDoo Panthera in Season 1, it was Junkertown. Did they go for something completely different? Like you said, Dorado. Could see this one come through.
Hureg is the thing that's going to terrify every RunAway fan. Of all their players, of all 8, he has been the least performing. That is absolutely factually and statistically correct.
Yeah.
And it will be the Dorado pick. They're undefeated on Dorado with a 2-0 score this year, but it's still a terrifying thing to see the Hureg lock in substitution here. When you're on the brink, remember, you and I just talked about it, the Achilios map was very close, so you do not want to repeat that. You want to close this out right now. Let's see what happens, man. We're going to see a little bit of Zarya Reinhardt, we're going to see a little bit of Arisa Junkrat, we're going to see a little bit of Genji, I think. It's all going to happen. That's why Dorado is such a good map for RunAway, because you get to play every single type of style. The Pharah as well, very viable here.
Well, we'll see what they have planned for us with Hureg back in onto the roster. Still your beating hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Do not have a panic attack.
This is a pretty unique situation as well, by the way. I want to point out that it's very rare for the winning team to choose attack first, and this is what KongDoo Panthera has chosen. They want to instill fear into the hearts of RunAway. They want to do the attack, get that time bank going. It's very rare to see attack first, because you do give your opponent on their attack a lot more information about what they need to do, what they need to accomplish, and how many comps they can switch. Let's keep an eye on how many different heroes Haksal plays on this map, because I think it's going to be a lot. We see the support flexed Twilight Roadhog here versus now a really interesting Pharah composition coming out here, where they have the bubble for Ding.
Yep.
And it's a Junkrat-less composition on defense for RunAway, so very rare to see on this map.
Youngjin, yet again, sneaking around.
So another hook.
Just going to drag Bumper through, and they will be able to get the kill. Decay coming up with that kill. The final blow. Now the Pharah into the backside. Ding gets the kill on a Haksal, and they will just spill through, looking like a very fast first cap on A. RunAway stomped out of that point.
Hureg not getting a lot of shots off there. Not his fault, though, before the RunAway fans start pointing fingers at the substitution. But the pick onto the Arisa, he doesn't have a barrier to hide behind anymore. He doesn't have line of sight. They immediately switch Haksal over to the Pharah, his second hero of the map now. And this is a great position to play the Widow. It's just, again, shocking that it would not be Stitch. If it's going to be Widow all the way from start to finish, you would think Stitch would be your guy. We'll find out as this map continues if we see any more swaps. But right now, Hureg, again, unable to get great line of sight. Haksal with a flank.
Yep, it's a really nice opening kill here on Tacoma.
Over the barrier.
Around. On the backside. Trying to get some more hits in, trying to eliminate Luffy. Youngjin looking for the hook on the back of Haksal. Not going to be able to land it. And Bumper takes down Roar as he has that Earth Shatter ready to go. Haksal
Youngjin's removed.
Does finally get the kill onto the Roadhog.
Let's not forget that Haksal basically single-handedly crushed King's Row.
Nice deny on the res.
Yeah, good call there. Haksal, he shut down the Reinhardt comp on King's Row just by avoiding the barrier, and on Dorado, you have a lot more room to do that when there's no Widow. There's no long-range hit scan on side Panthera. Okay, I say that, Ding does make the swap, and he needed to. Wasvara just free ran to the skies right now. Grab comes through, though.
Yeah, they toss this one down. It's going to be Bumper getting caught up and killed. So not going to be able to go in for a res his slime. Would be a bit too risky there, but they'll finally start giving up some ground. Already a good amount of time wasted by RunAway, with still plenty on the clock for KongDoo.
Yeah, they're still rolling this cart forward right now.
4 minutes and 10.
Hureg, pretty low impact at the moment. Is going to back off. You can see him just down there in that archway to the top of your screen. Making the flank, finds Luffy right behind the barrier.
Nice to the back, the barrage going to be coming down. The shield doesn't stand a chance. 3 kills very swiftly picked up. Youngjin able to answer for one, sparing some of the blushes as he gets Haksal, but immediately will be taken out.
That was a huge play by Hureg, actually, because he shut down the Transcendence so that barrage was going to be massively effective. So we didn't get to see his first-person view, but we were tracking it, of course, on the peripheral of the screen. Just right through the barrier there, right on the edge of it. That's some star sense. Hureg always known for his positioning more than his accuracy, especially on the Soldier 76 back in Apex Season 4. But the cart still rolls forward. Still a good time bank here for Panthera. Just got Roar on the Winston. Switching to the dive now. Youngjin on the Genji.
More ults ready to go. From the side of RunAway, Decay gonna get taken down. Bumper going forward, manages to find the Widowmaker and eliminates him. Koma goes to the skies with a Valkyrie, and Luffy's gonna go ahead and pop that Transcendence. As it's matched by Twilight over near the cart.
Kind of a weird ult timing here for Panthera. There was nothing really to be gained from that Transcendence.
Yeah, I mean, both of those support ultimates going to be burned down. Hoxel does get eliminated as Decay wraps around from the backhand side. Reg going to be looking to out-trade him.
This is actually working well because they did get that pick, you know. Not because of the Transcendence, but because of the kill. Hureg, no line of sight at the moment.
Oh, nice shot onto Koma, but can't get the follow-up to the final blow. So now has to wrap around just in front of point B now. Is the cart. Janu trying to play forward. Hoxel joining in, swaps over to the Genji, but he's going to get taken down. Decay finds the shot. Self-destruct out from Janu, not going to be getting any kills. Makes it back into the mech safely. Just trying to buy some more time here for his squad. Self-destruct answered by Dink. Not going to get any kills, but this will allow for them to push through. 3:45 as they wrap around the side. Decay looking for that flank angle here with the Widowmaker.
I do have to say, I'm not seeing Hureg's name in the kill feed a whole lot versus Decay. And I was wondering how much of a swap we're going to see from Hureg. Is he going to be Widow all the way? And if he is, we've already seen this comp proven. Widow, as he loses the duel again, Widow plus Genji only has been successful with Stitch and Hoxel in this tournament, not with Hureg. Here's the Blade.
Oh, Blade ready to go, pushing him all the way back over towards the spawn. The dash, getting the kill on the Twilight. Hoxel, the first one that as he is having a slow time building up for his Dragon Blade, only 41%. Youngjin keeps them contained in the spawn.
This is an insane time bank for Dorado.
Yep, this is great. 3 minutes still remaining. They're getting to the hardest stretch of this final point, though. Here, this last little bit just in front of C.
Another kill on the Hureg.
Finds another one. Hureg going to be going down. And now Hoxel zapped to death, almost falls, but does get healed back up. Twilight uses the Transcendence to keep everybody alive. They managed to get a pick off on a Roar. The res is there from Koma. Brings him straight back into the fight. Self-destruct.
Hoxel shut down.
Not going to find it. Hoxel going to be eliminated. Decay will fall. Self-destruct out from Dink. Doesn't get anything, but they're 2.12 meters away from the completion here on Dorado. With a wonderful time bank still rolling through. Janu going to get knocked out the back. Bumper able to find Koma. There's no supports here for KongDoo Panthera. This is going to be the stop. Perhaps at RunAway. Desperately need. So now they can bleed out the time bank. Bumper uses that primal rage, does eliminate Roar, buys them some more time, but now does not have that ultimate ready to roll.
There have been 2 critical picks for Hureg this map, and both of them have been onto Luffy. He gets the second kill there, which eliminated the supports, as you mentioned, and now the cart is halted. But KongDoo Panthera is about to have a big ultimate here in this Dragon Blade. No primal rage to delay the push, no to stop the tag there. Hureg makes the switch to the Brigida because he knows the Blade is coming. Let's see how he performs on this hero that's much less skill intensive but more position based. He's on the cart right now. He's next to the supports. He wants to make sure the Blade does not destroy them. Here comes the dive. We're going to see the Blade pulled out.
Slime going to be chunked out a little bit. Hureg immediately double swipe from Youngjin. Takes out 2 of the tanks. Janu going low. Tries to kill off Hoxel. Will be able to do so. The right click comes down. That's just going to be a wipe effectively coming in. 1 minute and 20. Not as strong of a time bank, but they have to get onto the cart. Can they do it? Yes, .62. But they get the kills. Youngjin dashes in, takes down Bumper as he swaps over onto that Tracer. And they will get the completion here on Dorado.
Hureg is the first to die when the Blade comes out. He switched to the Brigida. He was jumped on first by Roar, and he may have used his stun there. We'll never know. Either way, the damage was done by the tank line, and the finishing blow was the first swipe that came out from Youngjin's Blade. From there, it was an easy cleanup, it was easy kills. They knew that was the one thing that was going to end this push, or rather end this point, get the capture, was the Blade. That's why they made the swap to the Brigida. But we have to be honest, I think the Hureg substitution has not come up big. And with a 90% Widow on this first defense, we have to wonder now, will he play something different on attack, or will he continue to disappoint? Because Decay has been coming up much bigger in the matchup. And Dorado, a big part of it is that Widow matchup in the streets phase. We saw Hoxel run the Pharah, but as soon as Decay pulled out the Widow to deal with it, that's when the things started to completely collapse for KongDoo Panthera, because Hureg could not win the matchup against Decay, who's not even one of our bigger Widow players in this tournament. He's getting up there. He's definitely made some improvements, right? But Stitch wins that matchup almost every time. Hureg comes up empty. The Pharah swap has to happen, so Haksal has to go ahead to back to his Genji. Of course, then Hureg ends up on the Brigida. But a rare attack first choice, right? They come up with 118, and now they can look for a really strong defense here. They know what time bank they're working with. They will run the defensive Pharah. However, with this Reinhardt to start, and, well, we're going to have a pause, but with the Reinhardt to start, Haksal's already got the right idea with his Pharah.
Yeah. So slow us up here for a moment, see what's going on. Looks like we might have a tech issue in the KongDoo booth. Youngjin having a step out.
Yeah.
So not sure what the problem's going to be. He's like, well, technically, I need to pee. Okay, so Youngjin's actually not feeling well. His Genji play was so disgusting on that push under auto that now he is feeling ill. So hopefully we can get him some Tums.
Yeah,
or whatever he needs, maybe some tea.
I mean, to be honest, like he just pulled out a blade and sliced Runaway's fans' hopes into pieces. I'd feel sick after that too.
Well,
okay, he might have just, I mean, I don't know what happened. Maybe he got some water. Maybe he needed to, I don't know what he did back there, but he looks to be back in form. He said he's okay.
Okay.
All right. Maybe he was feeling a little bit faint. It's a very hot day.
He gives the thumbs up. Kantanaya, he's good to go.
It's 38 degrees Celsius here in Korea. We got aircon, of course, in this room, but it is a hot day.
Yeah, I mean, even with the air conditioning in here, when you have this many people in the audience, it obviously will add a lot of radiant heat coming through.
Not to mention the pressure. Here we go. The Pharah duels will start. No hit scan for Panthera, so already a good matchup here for Runaway. And Hureg does not have a Widow opponent, so hopefully he can do better this time. That was not the shot he was looking for, but he will have an opportunity now to at least have free reign of line of sight.
Push up onto the high ground here from Bumper. Just gonna zap at them a little bit, give him a little tickle. KongDoo Panthera just gonna rotate over towards the fountain here in the marketplace. Haksal
unopposed up here. No hit scan against him. It's like the Zarya that hits him first.
Just has to worry about, perhaps Luffy, as well as Ding getting some hits in. But otherwise, probably going to be pretty all right.
Yeah, you think Panthera might want to consider a switch here. Ding missing these shots means that, again, he's just untouched.
Oh, direct hit comes through. Both Mercies, of course, going to be pocketed, so unlikely unless you have the double follow-up.
Missing it, there we go.
Oh, yep, this corridor comes down. Ding finds the hit. In the meantime, Roar also going to be getting that elimination onto Bumper with a fire strike, and Twilight's completely isolated here on the low ground.
And this is insanely good for Panthera. With no hit scan, they win the Pharah duel, which means they can keep their composition, and they're building towards these huge ultimates. The Shatter, the Grav, the Rally. These are going to be massive ultimates holding this choke point. They keep the ultimates, they keep the comp, they keep the choke. And Runaway was supposed to counter this with the Pharah. They did, in terms of composition alone, but Ding still comes up bigger on the body shots, despite having less of an ult charge here. And so KongDoo Panthera has all the advantages in the book right now. And Haksal doesn't have the initiation with the barrage.
Or pushing up, Earth Shatter ready to roll.
Waiting for that Transcendence to expire.
Holding it here for the moment as they try to take down Janu out of the mech. Transcendence is keeping him alive. Ding's gonna find the kill on to Hureg. Barrage comes down from Haksal. Gets a kill onto Decay. Trying to open things up before pops Janu out of the mech, and that Baby Diva's not gonna be lasting too long, it would seem.
Supports are dead.
Going low. Luffy comes in from behind, takes down Haksal, and Runaway. An effective team wipe going to be completed here by KongDoo Panthera as they look to potentially full hold them. The cart has not advanced.
Certainly is not looking good for Runaway right now. They're going to switch to their own tank composition. They have ult deficit now. Twilight's on the Ana because they need something. They need some sort of efficiency here. The heal deny and the biotic grenade that could give them a nano to look for an initiation. It's all desperate. What we're seeing from RunAway. They have to make the swap though. Here's the grab already.
Into the barrage coming through. Slime, Hawksaw, Twilight all going down. Hureg the only one with his Zarya that'll be limping his way back into the spawn. Otherwise, another team kill instantly.
It was like the movies with the observer camera work there. Did not want to show the carnage, but we knew what was happening on the other side of that wall. It was not good for RunAway fans. Censored here. Ding, no counter here besides the Ana. He's got free reign to do damage. The approach is so difficult for RunAway.
Yeah, if some of you guys are pulling a late night shift and you're watching it work, you might have to turn it off because this is not safe at all. RunAway getting stomped out. Earthshatter gonna come down, finds the lockout on a Hawksaw. Ding gets a 2-for-1 special. As Twilight also falls off the back of the one rocket. Hureg gonna be eliminated. He's only at 31% for this Graviton Surge. RunAway just faltering in every twist and turn. KongDoo Panthera looking to take us to a 5th and final map.
So huge that Ding comes up big in the Pharah matchup. RunAway's just desperate now. They've got no ultimates, they got no initiation, they have no approach. How can they get onto this point? Ana can't even out-heal the Mercy healing here. Out-damage, I should say.
Twilight already going low, pushing into the back. Ding, he's feeling frisky, he's feeling bloodthirsty. One more shot, I'll take him down. He's gonna get it right as that nano boost was about to become available. Hureg will also fall. It's gonna be another barrage rolling in from above. It won't hit the kill feed, but it's doing so much damage. It's allowing his teammates to pick up those kills. Decay with his Zarya comes up with a triple at the end, and KongDoo Panthera will be extending this series to the 5th and final map. A rematch on Achilios, another best of 3 on Control to decide who is first place in Group A.
They had no tools when they made that switch. Ding destroying Hawksaw there and giving them that ult advantage. The RunAway, they had no time. They had to switch to the mirrored comp with less ultimates, which is never going to work. RunAway was running at KongDoo Panthera with a butter knife, and Ding was holding Cloud Sword from Final Fantasy VII. There was no way to get in there. The Pharah just gets everyone to half health. The Mercy was out healing Twilight's left click damage onto the Pharah, and Twilight's accuracy was good. But the Mercy healing is too much. You can't kill a Pharah with that Ana in that case unless you sleep dart it, or unless there's some sort of other long range hit scam, which there was not. So RunAway got shut down. Youngjin, he felt sick. He's got to be feeling good now. We're going back to where we started. This map began with 3 100-99s on Achilios, several different compositions, a very close, intense first map, and now we go back to that very same map where it all started. Maybe this time, with a momentum shift, KongDoo Panthera is able to close it out. With a nice 2-0 start, especially with the dominance on King's Row. Not many would have predicted that this series goes Game 5. In fact, probably many KongDoo Panthera fans turned off the TV. But here we are. Larvin's still in the booth trying to give encouragement. But man, does it feel bad to be Hawksaw right now? Ding destroying you there. You are the better Pharah, most would argue. But you lose out on the attack against the Reinhardt Zarya. And it's just, you lose ult charge from there. The attack first is so rare. They pulled it off. KongDoo Panthera, man, this is, what a series this became. Like, we knew it was going to be good.
This is almost a reverse sweep. KongDoo Panthera, if they win Achilios, they will have reverse swept RunAway to take first place in the group. That'll move them to 4-0 in series. Not much advancement as far as their points are concerned, but they will be at the top of the standings, looking at the best seed moving into playoffs, which are not far away, by the way. We are very close to playoffs. The final is only in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we have only 1 week left after today, so.
I mean, this is do or die time for the side of RunAway. I really have to question the decision to bring Hureg into the mix. You can see now that Stitch will be flipping back through, but you potentially could have avoided having to play Achilios, which was the closest map of this series so far.
Yeah, on attack,
could have tried to avoid that by just keeping Stitch in.
On attack, I don't think the difference between Stitch and Hureg would have really been too noticeable, but on the defense, it certainly was, because the Widow, it was almost exclusively Widow until the Brigida switch at the end. And you got to feel for Hureg, right? I mean, Apex champion, you know, previously, very briefly, London Spitfire, who's now Overwatch League Finals confirmed.
Yep.
This guy's got a very storied career, but he comes to Korea and he cannot make an impact. Stitch is just by far the better player, and every time he's put in, the fans are screaming for him to be taken out because he's just underperformed. You really got to feel for that player who's, again, just got such a... He has a more successful career title-wise than Stitch has.
Yeah.
But Stitch is still better than him on this roster today. And he gets put back in for the Achilios rematch. And there's no shock about this. There's no surprise here. The surprise was on the Dorado map, where this could have all been avoided had Stitch's Widow on defense been better. But this series is not over. We go back to the drawing board. RunAway was able to win it last time. And given a win here for Panthera, it means they're the better team. To bring the reverse sweep and then to win the map they've already lost,
Yep.
that says a lot.
Be a huge victory for them.
Okay,
Seems
it's all
like
down to
things
this.
are gonna be ready. RunAway.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss this. Tell everyone that you know. If they turn it off because they thought it was over, it's time to turn the TV back on.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fools. Stick around.
This is
Say that
Contenders
you were
Korea.
here. Whether it's the reverse sweep from KongDoo or the halt on at the first place grab by RunAway, you guys were here with us, sticking it out.
Contenders Korea is where it's at. And Achilios is where it's at for the tiebreaker. Set, regardless of first map, it will be repeated in this fifth and final to decide the series. Find out where we start, because all three were close. No real massive advantages either way. Obviously, Ruins being the one that broke the back of Panthera with the switch of Stitch onto the McCree. Let's see if he can make it happen again. This is super tense.
All comes down to this. The closest map of the series now going to be repeated. RunAway, can they clean it up? Or will KongDoo Panthera be able to find success the second time around? Fans still at their backs, so we'll start things off on Ruins.
Okay, so starting where we ended previously.
Flip back through.
RunAway's running the comp they ran from the beginning of Season 2. The Widow Tracer. RunAway exclusive on this map with the Lucio for extra mobility for the Brigida to win that matchup, whereas KongDoo prefers the Res ability for Coma.
Already the members of KongDoo taking a lot of damage. A flank coming through from Jono around the side, but KongDoo Panthera just turning it around on its head. 2 kills for Roar. Kate takes down Stitch.
Start to wonder if the wind is out of RunAway's sails here. That was a pretty poorly executed dive, and the stun coming through there from Youngjin was what really led to their demise.
Yep. Stitch already says, screw this, I'm going back to the McCree.
Exactly, he goes back to the McCree. It's going to make it easier to deal with the Winston that's pocketed by Mercy, because they do keep, of course, Twilight on the Zenyatta, so they get that extra burst damage. That's one of the only ways they're going to break through a Winston who has that Mercy pocket. And the stun, of course, which Tracer is not a fan of.
And Jing's not a fan of Bumper, so he's just going to go ahead and kill him. Bumper going in a bit too deep, doesn't have much backup. Will be eliminated. A trade on the Winston's as Stitch finds a kill, but Oxel going to be taken down by Youngjin at the same time.
That stun is so powerful against the Tracer in the 1v1s.
Ding poking out. Nearly has that self-destruct ready to go.
Huge that Youngjin gets the rally first as well, because they're going to have that with the Transcendence, which can keep the armor there. They have the defender's advantage. And I think that the fact that there's no res for Bumper doesn't do well for his style, because he's so aggressive. When he dies, there's just no ability to bring him right back.
He's going in yet again. Pulse Bomb out for the K, not going to find much. Pulse Bomb from Huxel, however, will take down Youngjin, but it's still going to be a 2 for 2. Rid of that enemy Tracer, the res going to be there from Coma, brings Youngjin back into the
rally yet.
Deadeye, set, ready to go. The self-destruct comes up, and Stitch does manage to find a kill right off the end of that one. Youngjin going to die again. 63%, still no flip coming in for RunAway. Twilight going to fall. Stitch trying to stay alive, but will get taken out.
He gets a second kill.
Double kill. Now he's looking for more. Cuts back over onto the point, trying to stay alive. Oxel will be able to pop him out of the mech as the rest of RunAway rejoin. Finally looking for the flip, but it's 76% gained before they can get control.
Okay, so Youngjin was killed twice at 90+% on his rally. So 2 big shutdowns. RunAway gets the rally first, actually, despite what I said earlier. Because of this, they are going to use the rally on the approach now. But There is the pulse bomb to be wary of, and the sound barrier, which can keep that armor a little bit longer. And here we go. Pulse bomb here for Haxel. This time does not connect. He's stunned.
Doesn't get it. Gets locked up and manages to stay alive. Bumper here with the primal rage. He's not going to receive that sound barrier, but still manages to stick in. Decay dashing to the side, picks up that mega pack, stays in, but Roar going forward with his own primal rage, gets a kill on the Stitch, over down to the primal, to that pulse bomb. Twilight and John who both fall. It's just Haxel and Slime. Likely just going to have to give up the point.
Ding is
back through,
crushing
77%.
Ding is crushing it right now. He's knocking members off the side. He's killing the DPSs. He's shutting down Twilight. His missile barrage usage has been really the turning point in a lot of these fights, whether he's finishing off a member at long range or he's bursting down the McCree. Right click here comes up big for Loopy. Going to slow down this push once again for RunAway. No support ultimate to approach the point. Youngjin starting off the charge.
Haxel into the back, trying to get rid of Youngjin. He's still managing to stay alive. The Transcendence comes in from Luffy, keeping him up. Youngjin nearly with another rally. RunAway, only ultimate. Gonna be that dead
Twilight's
coming.
dead.
Twilight's gonna die before he can get the Transcendence. It's not gonna be a res bumper. Going to go down as well. The Goomba stomp out for more. Eliminating the enemy Winston. Ding pushes forward, has that self-destruct to buy space in onto the point in this overtime. Janu's gonna fall and RunAway, struggling to try to stick in, to try to keep this one delayed, to get everybody back through. But Stitch is gonna go down. Haxel gonna fall low, will get eliminated. Slime tries to delay, but the Discord Orb comes through, and that OT bar will plummet. That's 100 to 43%, not nearly as close as we saw from the first time on Achilios. KongDoo Panthera draw first blood.
Slime was a controversial player when it was him versus Amy on the RunAway squad, Lucio and Mercy spot last season. Amy eventually left the squad, Slime stayed on, which caused the ire of a lot of people because they thought Amy was the better support. Slime this season I think has come up real big, but the Lucio pick here does not work well with Bumper's aggressive style. There's no res. Bumper's dying a lot first in these fights. The sound barrier, you mentioned it did not connect with Bumper when he used that primal rage, so the primal rage became wasted. And as Slime is, and always has been, a Lucio main, and a great Lucio player at that, you know, we do have to beg the question is, would the Mercy have been the better choice? The sustain trade-off for the AoE, you know, definitely you're missing that if you do run the Mercy, but they could have also done some damage boosting for the McCree. There's a lot of questions we have for that Lucio pick. Not going to come through this time, and they will be switching over to Haxel on the Pharah. Youngjin once again on this Roadhog.
Slime taking a tag. Not going to have the follow-up rocket.
Diva-less is Panthera, so barrages could be huge for Haxel.
Right now, Roar getting chunked out. Youngjin trying to go for a hook. A lot of damage here on the Bumper. Defense Matrix helping to keep him alive. He's going to jump back over to the side. Pocket coming through from Slime will give a lot of ult charge over to the Mercy. Stitch finds Luffy. Good opening. Kill coming through as RunAway will get the first cap this time around. Stitch getting jumped on, however, the Pharah right on his back. Haxel comes over to try to keep him alive, and Stitch gets the answering shot, but Decay will claim the life of Twilight at the same time.
Haxel just really coming through here on this Pharah right now against the Diva-less comp. Youngjin sticking with the Hog, however. It's tough to get into position with the Roadhog without a Lucio to speed boost you in on this map where you're gate kept out by these rockets, which just further gives Haxel a barrage charge. He is, you know, now on the point. Let's see what he can make happen. They're actually able to avoid rockets right now. They're in the building right to the left of Haxel, next to Well. Next to the Well, I should say on Well. Okay, getting the hook onto Janu, that's a good start.
Yep, Stitch getting leapt on. Hides back, has the pack, keeps himself alive. Janu out of the mech. Haxel gets one onto Roar, but Janu now going to go down. The Baby Diva not able to make it back in. Decay gets moved off the map. The grapple's still on cooldown. Bumper coming up with a critical kill here as RunAway tries to maintain control. Twilight will use that Transcendence, keeps everybody else topped up, and Stitch finds a shot on the Luffy. Haxel under fire, but manages to stay alive, and Twilight gets Youngjin, so KongDoo Panthera stomped out at every single push. Has to get closer to 99%. The worry of that curse creeps back into your mind, Wolf.
I wonder, though, will they switch Youngjin off of this Roadhog? It's been very low impact. Really, he's only gotten that one big hook onto Janu that got the D-Mech, but besides that, his full Hog was shut down. And the lack of a Diva here means the Haxel just got free reign of damage. Ding's going to try to duel again. They're really reliant on him to win this Pharah war and allow Decay line of sight. He's losing it this time, however.
Had a high angle on Haxel there for the moment, but now 2 kills coming through. Off screen for KongDoo Panthera. Decay opens things up by taking down Bumper, and now 2 more joining. Primal Rage used by Roar finds the kill there on the Twilight, and Haxel does fall. John going to be knocked out of that mech. The flip getting ready to come through. And wouldn't you know it, it's 99%.
That curse, but RunAway has the barrage still against a D.Va-less comp. They do have inferior ultimates otherwise across the board. And Decay can use the last second, this infrasight, to gain information about what approach angle Stitch will take. That's the toughest matchup, of course, for Decay. He's the inferior Widow, you would argue, so he's going to need every tool he can get.
Punching around the side, the call comes through, they know that he's there. It's a lot of damage on the bumper, but not going to be able to get the execution.
Hey, that's a good start.
He's kind of going on a pleasure drift around the map here.
He was trying to sneak, but he got caught. Bumper is discorded. He's way too far ahead. Look at where he was compared to the supports. Where was he?
Decay is waking up, finds that body shot on the Stitch as well, weakens him out, and Ding gets the hit on Twilight.
I think we have to continue to say that Bumper's aggressive play has been a double-edged sword when it works, when you're on the Widow, when you're primal raging and killing the Widow, preventing effectiveness out of Decay. It comes up huge, but otherwise you get discorded, you die, especially with the Roadhog variation here, with the right clicks coming through. You just can't last that long, especially with no primal rage. Bumper's away from the supports. He gets taken out. This is looking good for KongDoo Panthera now. Hoxel again looking for the sneak play.
Pushing in, the barrage gonna come down, the solo ult, but he's not gonna get the kill on Decay!
He's taken out!
Not going to be getting the shot, but it will be Ding coming back over, rescuing his Widowmaker. Slime is able to finish off Decay here and gets the res on the Hoxel, bringing him back into the fight. Ding taking that one rocket to the face. Hoxel looking for the follow-up shot. 10 HP, finally gets the hit. Bumper takes down Roar. RunAway still not getting the flip. It's nearly 80%, but now they're in onto the point, trying to build this one up. Just gaining out the Roadhog, now going for this stagger onto Youngjin would be huge for them. They managed to get it.
Roar's got primal, he needs to get on.
He needs to get on. Away. Homa, Valkyrie now coming up. Luffy swapping over onto the Moira. Bumper gets jumped on. Bumper goes down. Roar finds the kill yet again, and he's got the primal rage to delay.
The barrage
comes through.
And Hoxel kills him.
Hoxel takes him out of the sky. Overtime ticking down. Roar sitting in the side, jumps back through. Discord Orb immediately in onto the Winston. Hoxel trying to get the hits, nearly has another barrage ready to go, and Stitch is looking for that pulse bomb. Youngjin swaps over to the Doomfist, but he doesn't get a chance to do anything. He will fall. OT bar going to plummet. If they can just work the members of KongDoo Panthera off at this point, Bubble going to be saving Roar's life. Keeps himself alive. Luffy on the low ground, Coma as well.
Bumper alone.
Gonna get jumped on. Decay getting pushed back. Hoxel drifting his way back over the point. Stitch gonna fall. Roar comes up with the kill. Bumper nearly with another primal rage. Gets rid of Decay. But the flip comes through. 82% now moving up. RunAway lose control.
Bumper was so far away from everybody else trying to get those picks. He got the kill. He survived. He has primal now, but here comes the barrage.
Comes down. That's gonna be Luffy falling with Hoxel to get some damage, but he manages to stay alive. Flip getting ready to come back in. RunAway. Can they just get this one immediately back through? Yes, they can. KongDoo Panthera have to rejoin in onto the point, but Youngjin's gonna die. Ding goes down. Roar doesn't have a primal. Coma's gonna fall. Luffy is gonna try to delay here with the fade. I don't even know if he can make it back in. He cannot. 195%. RunAway will push us to the final round on Lighthouse.
Very, very close series this is. What we are watching, this is the Panthera versus RunAway that we hyped up yesterday and that we were looking for. Bumper again though, he's on, I think, the cusp of greatness with this style. I think there needs to be a little bit more conservative play though, because sometimes he is costing his team big. We're heading into this third map now. It is going to be the final one, the Lighthouse. Youngjin stays on the Doomfist for now. I don't know if that'll actually be permanent. Yeah, I didn't think so. But look at the comps. There's nothing beyond the Widow to deal with Hoxel's Pharah once again. But they do have that extra healing from Youngjin. They have the ability to get rally. With this comp, it's super important that Panthera is able to take the Lighthouse first. That is how this comp gains the most value. If they lose the first fight, it's going to be very difficult to retake. They're probably going to have to switch Youngjin off of this hero.
Oh boy, well that's a great way to start things off.
The double!
Doubles down! Finds two! Slime has to pick, he's going to res Hoxel. Too dangerous to try to go over for Stitch, but already Decay, he's feeling it. The first place finish. Ready to come through if they can just close out on Lighthouse. First cap in for KongDoo Panthera.
And now they get the first cap. They get the value out of this Brigida pick. Hoxel's approach is not going to be an easy one against Decay, who has this line of sight advantage. Does go up very aggressively. He's very deep in. Gets the Mercy.
Finds a nice shot there on a Coma. He's on at 80 HP, now 40s. He gives himself some self-damage. Gets the hits in, trying to eliminate Luffy will get taken down. Janu manages to find the kill, but RunAway also suffer heavy losses. You can see Bumper with a sliver of HP.
They need to regroup. Some of these fights we're seeing Huxall in one place trying to get a flank, but the supports are caught alone. Roar's killing them. Youngjin's getting kills on the supports. They're in 2 different places at once, sometimes 3. As cool as it is to see mechanical plays from Bumper and Huxall, if they're not all together, when the point is held by Panthera, they're going to sweep RunAway up like they're shattered pieces on the floor, put him in the bin is basically what they're doing right now. RunAway has got all these cool individual mechanical moments, but they need to work together as a unit. That's where they've always been strongest. Stitch with the sneak attempt here to get the kill on the loop. He fails to do so. And Twilight's dead.
There's going to be 2 going down. Twilight and Huxall both eliminated. The rally nearly here for Youngjin. RunAway, it's 65% for KongDoo with nearly 6 ultimates in the war chest.
RunAway fans are feeling the pressure now. 2% to the rally. Almost the big 6 on defense.
I think they felt it since Temple of Anubis.
Certainly so. 25% to go. Big 6 for KongDoo Panthera. It doesn't get better than this. As a defender on a point.
Rally comes through. Transcendence available to
Upper
keep that
first.
armor coming through. Decay going to get left on, but he is going to stay alive. Gets knocked off the side of the map. Doesn't have a grapple. And not going to be able to get rest. Barrage comes down from Huxall. Finds one onto Luffy. Panthera still maintaining control at the moment with 93%. Luffy going to get res back in. Huxall eliminating Ding, and they finally get the flip. 94. The final count as RunAway finally gains control over the point.
Important that they did it during Decay's Infrasight. They were able to win the fight against the armor. They did everything I said that was going to be hard to do. They basically defeated the odds. The odds were stacked against them, and they made it happen off the back of Bumper's aggression once again. But the cost is high. They used a lot of ultimates. One more flip will cost them this entire series. And Roar does have the Primal Rage if he wants to use it to start the opening push. Stitch has switched over to Tracer, wants to further deal with Decay straight up on the ground right now. The mobility advantage to RunAway.
Pulse Bomb nearly there. Self-destruct from Janu, finds Decay, but the res is out immediately. Huxall finds Ding. Still a long ways to go, 45%.
Okay, they need to stop staggering right now. Also using the Primal here is a huge waste for Roar.
Yep.
Feels great as a RunAway fan right now.
Wonderful staggers coming through and a big burn on that Winston ult.
Huge, huge burn. Huxall halfway to the barrage. They've got 2 support ultimates to delay. The approach here is going to have to be with the Infrasight from Decay. He's going to have to use that to try to find a snipe angle.
Stitch gets that pulse bomb onto Decay, just constantly trying to shut out this Widowmaker, forcing the reses in onto him.
This Faro battle is really deciding everything right now, with the Widows just not able to get line of sight, as you can see. Zenyatta left clicks coming through. Here's the tank war. Bumper's cheating. He's got the Mercy. Roar.
Gonna be winning that Faro battle though. Huxall goes down. No rest to be found here from Slime. The Valkyrie's gonna get popped. He takes the tag, manages to stay alive, and Twilight uses the Transcendence. 85%.
Rally's ready.
Panthera.
This is the fight.
Over halfway to this cap. Stitch goes down off the bat. Bumper popping the Primal Rage, and Janu uses the self-destruct to get back into the mech. They manage to find the kill in on the Luffy, but Twilight will be traded out immediately as Youngjin is just swinging to win. It's a lockdown here on the Janu, trying to pop him out of that mech. 99% here for RunAway. Huxall gonna die yet again. Ding finding the kill. Slime finding his way out around the backhand side. Stun comes in. Bumper's gonna go down the barrage from Ding. Eliminates Stitch yet again. He can't make it back in onto the point. Janu, all in his lonesome, will get popped out. The flip is about to happen. KongDoo Panthera will take control.
Where's that barrage?
RunAway have to get back in. They have to do it right now.
Huxall's got a barrage in just a second. This is all on him.
No, they can't. They're just going to get shut out. Those kills coming through. They try to get the swaps over to the Soldier. Go back over to the Winston for Bumper, but no one can make it back in time to force the OT.
The reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep RunAway all the way to Game 5. 3 rounds on each round of control. They shut them down. They take the win. They claim first place in Group A.
KongDoo Panthera last season just barely skirted by. They come in with a 2-3 into playoffs. They just barely avoid relegation. This is their meta. This is their time. They're able to defeat the Farah. Huxall goes down on Dorado, goes down there in the end on Achilios as the reverse sweep completes. RunAway fans, they always play, or they always feel like their hearts are played with by the decisions of the coaching staff on RunAway. The losses that we sometimes see, the Game 5s, but this time it's not a happy ending, as RunAway will not take first place in the group. They will not have the top seed. It's even seasons, 2, 4, and now 6. Our 6th season of Korean Overwatch. Everyone was saying it's the season of RunAway. They will go to the finals, but they cannot even get that first seed spot here. KongDoo Panthera snatches it away, jumps up to first place. And KongDoo Panthera showed us all different depths of strategy. They're the only team that has multiple Diva players, multiple Widow players occasionally as well. And even though we saw very little Youngjin Genji, he's able to pull it out on Dorado, come up big. And KongDoo Panthera may be the best team in Korea right now. Element Mystic on the other side is waiting, but it's going to be a while before they face off if this first seed does indeed come true. Their next opponent, of course, is going to be X6. If they're able to win that, they guarantee that first spot in the playoffs. For RunAway, it's going to be a sad ending here tonight, but the playoffs looming onwards, they still seem a strong team. It was just the small things that Panthera were able to pull off in the end to get the advantage.
So X6 for KongDoo Panthera, Metabellum for RunAway. Two tough opponents on both sides. X6, though, you would still have to say KongDoo Panthera going to have the easier run to maintain that first place spot. RunAway need to absolutely smash if they want to try to overtake KongDoo. Right now, they are neck and neck, but they will be falling down to that second place. KongDoo Panthera, they grind away at it. I mean, RunAway, they get taken to Temple of Anubis, a historically fantastic map for them. They lose. They sub in Hureg. Doesn't work out on Dorado. They bring